Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I damn near didn't have the microphone on, but listen to me. Welcome to the latest edition of Uncringed with Brother Martin. I hope to God this one does not get canceled like the last one does, because apparently I said some things that weren't so too keen or nice or whatever you want to call it. But I just got to say certain things that are on my mind, and I feel like expressing myself because I feel like I said, we all, especially here in the United States, we all have the right to express ourselves. We have the freedom of expression, and I'm a full blown supporter of that. And the frustrating part about it is that, especially today, here in the United States, for many people that don't know what's going on, like the major news is Roe v Wade was overturned. So pretty much what that law is the right for a female to choose whether she can have an abortion or not. Now, I've said this in various shows before. I've said this in prior shows before, but the term abortion is more than just a form of birth control for poor back alley whores to pretty much go get scraped. It's not just that, okay? A lot of it has to do with sexual sex education. It has to do with teaching women how like to take care of their children. Planned Parenthood. There's so much stuff that goes into it that a lot of people don't really seem to understand or care to understand because they're so hard-headed and so stuck in their own views and perspectives that they think that they know everything. And it really fucking aggravates me because this is the thing, guys, is that I know that in certain states, hold on, damn it, I'm getting all these fucking alerts. Here we go. So this is the thing, is that a lot of people think that they know the direct definition and they know exactly. Jesus fucking Christ, this thing keeps going off. Hold on, guys. Oh, hold on. A fucking messenger, it keeps going off. All right. Hold on. God damn it. This whole thing is annoying as shit. It's pretty much my Facebook Messenger, guys. People keep blowing my shit up. So, yeah. Turn off. So, yeah. So, no. Pretty much what I'm saying is that when it comes to females, I'm a firm believer that no man should be telling a female what to do with their rights. No man should be telling a woman what to do, like with their reproductive organs, because quite frankly, how many male reproductive organ laws do you see on the books? You don't. And the thing is that what scares me, especially with Bible Belt states like mine, because you guys know that I live in South Carolina. Bible Belt states like South Carolina, they are firm believers in mixing church with state. They're a firm believer in taking the Bible literal, and like they are a firm believer that every single person that's not a Christian is a no good, dirty down, a no good, dirty down. Well, hold on, a no good, down, dirty piece of shit that's going to go to hell. Now, the thing about it, guys, is that you know me, that I'm a Christian, but I'm also a firm believer of freedom of choice. I'm a firm believer of people believing what they want and pursuing happiness within that avenue. I'm a firm believer that this is a nation that is founded on freedom of religion. This is not a Christian nation. I don't give a damn how many people tell me this. It's not. This is a nation founded on the freedom of religion, the freedom of choice to choose what you want to choose who you want to worship, to pursue what you want to be happy with. It's not to force something on somebody else. And it really aggravates and pisses me off because you have Supreme Court justices up in Washington saying, well, because of my Christian beliefs, I believe that millions of women should bow down and do what I say. So we're gonna vote, and without even thinking out the repercussions, like, hey, this is going to affect millions of people, but fuck it, it doesn't matter, because my Christian beliefs, they trump everything else that needs to be taken into consideration. And it really fucking scares me. It really aggravates me, which I'm glad that me, my wife, and my children, like, we're going to be moving next year. We're going to be moving out to Pennsylvania. Now, don't get me wrong, Pennsylvania is not a guaranteed safe state. Okay. Like, Pennsylvania is one of those states where you have to, based off the votes, based off who's in office and who's in charge, they'll decide what's going on at that time. So now the thing is that essentially what the Supreme Court is trying to say through like the Roe v. Wade, the overturning of it, is that this should be up to the states. Now, this is the unfortunate part about it, is that sometimes the states don't know what's best for their people. And it's very clear and it's very, very obvious. Okay. South Carolina, we are one of the poorest states in the nation. And the way that we treat our people, it's downright sad and pathetic. Okay. We are at bottom of the barrel when it comes to education, bottom of the barrel when it comes to healthcare, jobs, you name it. There's so many things to where people are so hung up on their faith and religious beliefs that it clouds their decision making, and it really fucking aggravates me, because that's why, in my opinion, once again, the separation of church and state, that's where it's necessary, and that's why it's necessary, so decisions like this won't be made. Okay, because this is the thing, is that normally when it comes to people making these major decisions that really screw over and really affect millions of people, normally something happens. Not that I wish this on anybody, because I don't, but normally something has to happen to where they start to wake up and see the light on things. Normally something has to happen, like within their family or friends or whoever they're close with, to where they see, like, wait a second, maybe that decision I made wasn't the greatest. And unfortunately, I think that's what's going to have to happen. Unfortunately, I think that's what's going to be, to where the Supreme Court justices wake up and see, wait a second, this is a massive decision that has really, really drastically altered the course of America going forward. And this is why, for me, once again, I am pro choice. I am, when it comes down to it, I believe that it should not be used for birth control, but I also do believe that women should have the right to have access to it if it puts their lives in danger, or they need it for things like miscarriages. Because my wife, she's gone through 4 separate miscarriages, and like the procedure that that they gave her each time was called a DNC. That's considered a medically needed abortion. Okay. With this law right here, it's going to make it more difficult, and it's going to make doctors more hesitant to give those things out to people based off of their religious beliefs. And it's unfortunate, because once again, mixing religion with state, it's a very messy, very, 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 very dangerous precedent that people are setting. And I'm just really pissed off. I'm really upset about it, because, like I said, yes, I am a Christian. Yes, I do believe in God. Yes, I do believe in Jesus Christ. Yes, I believe Jesus Christ sacrificed on the cross and he died for me. I believe that 100% with my heart. But I am not going to tell somebody, hey, because I believe in this, you're going to be forced to do certain things. And ultimately, that's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is supposed to be a democracy, not a theocracy, okay? We're supposed to go based off of what's right, not what necessarily what we believe in. And this is the thing, is that if we were to take the Bible literal, I mean, there'd be all kinds of shit happening. Like, we wouldn't be allowed to eat pork. We wouldn't be able to do so. I mean, just so many crazy things for people that claim the Bible is the living, breathing word of God. Don't get me wrong. To a certain extent, yes, I do believe that, but it is a man-made book. Because yes, I do read the Bible, but I also believe that you can have a relationship with God past that. And you could have a spiritual connection with God past that. And this is the thing that really drives me bonkers. It drives me nuts. Is that people that are taking it literal and people that are saying, hey, man, this is a miracle. This is going to be phenomenal, man. God's really answering our prayers. Well, this is the thing that you guys got to realize. What happens if your wife gets raped? What happens if your daughter gets raped? What happens if you have a family member that gets drunk and makes a very poor decision and they impregnate your daughter, your wife, or whatever? Guess what? The majority of the people that have those beliefs, they normally live in states that are extremely conservative. And with that said, with those conservative states, they're going to force, I'm not exaggerating, they are going to force the women to carry. So if you can look at me dead in my face and tell me that a rape victim that gets knocked up by a family member is the will of God, then I will laugh at you dead in your fucking face because you're delusional as shit. So it's just, it really grinds my gears. It really, really, really bothers me, guys, because it's sad that I have to tell my daughter, your grandmother had these rights, your mom had these rights, but you don't. I'm sorry. If you need to go to Planned Parenthood to get birth control because let's say you can't afford it. Guess what? We can't. It's closed. The clinic's closed, sweetie. So first, what's going to happen is they're attacking abortion rights. The next thing that's going to happen is they are going to attack contraceptions. Okay, so basically ways to prevent pregnancy, and that shit like that is eventually going to be outlawed or made so expensive that the average person can't afford it. So they're like, fuck it, just have the baby. And then after that, and I know some people, they're not going to be like, well, what's the correlation with this? Well, this is the thing, guys. It's a slippery slope. Once you do one thing and you justify it, you're going to do something else to justify it. And then right after contraception, it's going to be LGBTQ rights. It's going to be men and women that just want to live a happy life, be married, have their kids, whatever, being attacked and being treated like garbage and like dirt because according to the Bible, they are less than. They're an atrocity. They're this, they're that, and it's complete bullshit. And I'm a Christian, guys. It really pisses me off because a gay couple has just as much right to get married as a straight couple does. And if you tell me oh my God, homosexuality, that's a choice. Okay, well, I guess being heterosexual, that's a choice. I mean, because honestly, there's no fucking difference. You can't help who you fall in love with, and you can't help how you're born. The same goes for your fucking skin color. You can't help what color you're born with. Born with. So people that are so hell-bent on fucking passing judgment because somebody's gay or somebody's a female or somebody's black, white, whatever, it's fucking disgusting. Because ultimately what it boils down to is hate and power. And this is the thing, guys. And my wife actually brought this up when I got home, and she actually made a fairly good fucking point. She said to me, sweetie, it's funny. You got all these conservative people that claim they're pro-life. Oh, man, they love the birth of the child. But what if it's born into a poor situation? What if it's born into poverty? Don't you conservatives hate government handouts? Don't you conservatives hate those social safety net programs? What if that child is born into a situation where they need food stamps, they need WIC, they need housing? You vote against that. So technically, do you support that child's right to live? I'm just saying, guys, a lot of what people vote for and what they believe in is extremely contradictory and very, very hypocritical, and it really fucking aggravates me. So I just want to say that, guys. I just really want to say that. And once again, everybody is entitled to their beliefs. They're entitled to their perspectives and their views. I will defend their rights to the end. because because I'm a firm believer in democracy and freedom of choice. Okay, but I am not a fan when that freedom gets ripped from people and forced and beliefs are forced down people's throats and treated as the law of the fucking land as it is right now, because ultimately that's exactly what's happening right now. And I hope to God in one way, shape, or form that something gets done to where this gets reversed. Because, like I said, there's going to be dire consequences to this, to where women and children, they're going to die, guys. And I hate saying this. God, I hate saying this because I don't want this to happen. Which I hope it doesn't happen, but it's just the way things are going to be. You're going to have people having to travel across state lines just to get medical care. You're going to have women that they're so poor that they can't travel, and they're going to take matters into their own hands, and they're going to harm themselves because they're in a poor, dire situation to where, like, they can't afford to have a baby because guess what? Something happened to where, like, they were raped. And fucking these old assholes and the Supreme Court are saying, well, but it's the will of God. It's the will of God to do this. And it's shit like this, to be honest with you guys, that cause so many people to turn to atheism, because it's extremely difficult to look at people that claim to be Christian, that people that claim to be of God, yet they are completely fucking hypocrites. And this is the thing, guys. God doesn't want you to be forced to follow him and worship him. God wants you to choose on your own volition, on your own willing choice. He does. We all have free will, guys. And like I said, with what happened today, it is a slippery slope towards something that's going to be even more dangerous down the road, because guess what? We are not meant to be a theocracy. We are meant to be a democracy, and we are heading towards that territory to where people are going to be forced to do things that they don't want to do. And it's unfortunate, because think about it, guys. And this is a fact, because I know because I know I have certain critics. I know I got certain people that are saying to me, Chris, you spread false news sometimes. Well, I don't believe I do, because I research my shit. But for me, I'm not a fan of quoting necessarily from a particular source like CNN or Fox News or fucking ONN or MSNBC, because they're paid shills to propagandize and to manipulate you to see a certain perspective or view, whether that's a conservative view or whether that's a fucking liberal view. Little do you guys realize that all of these little major corporations, I think it's like 3 or 4 major corporations like that run all of the news networks, and they regurgitate all this shit to distract you, to get you to think and focus on shit that, quite frankly, is not that important and doesn't matter. They want to divide us and get us to argue so they can do what they're doing, and they can get away with it. And they figure through the manipulation of those news networks that they can convince you, well, these people aren't that bad, so like, let me keep voting them in so they can continue to fuck me over without me realizing it or caring. Because guess what? They talk about Jesus. They talk about guns. Oh, the liberal side, they talk about government handouts. So guess what? I'm going to fucking vote for it. Guess what, guys? It's time for us to take the fucking blinders off and see things for how they are. We need to step up. We need to come together and like, we need to fucking realize that we are a nation of strong-willed people. We are a nation of a diverse melting pot of believers, of cultures, of races, you name it, that are meant to be that way. We're not meant to be one boring, bland, or color or religion. We're meant to be this massive, beautiful gumbo of beauty. Gumbo of beauty. We're supposed to be that shining city on the hill to set the example for the whole world to follow. We're supposed to be the leaders of the free world, but yet we're a fucking laughingstock. We are. And today proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is not a democracy. This is a theocracy. You have people making decisions that will kill people based off of a book, based off their beliefs. Not what's right, but what they believe. And it's fucking scary, guys. So like I said, which I can go on and on. I really, really can. But I'm going to move on to like a different subject. But the thing is, guys, is that, like I said, when it comes down to it, the people that want to support this, when something happens to you, someone close to you, and like you're really, really needing them to get health care, or let's say, once again, like the big thing is rape. Let's say that they happen to be raped and they're pregnant. Are you going to look at your child or look at your wife or whoever it is in the eyes and say that it's the will of God and that it's meant to happen? Knowing that once that child's born, that person has to look that kid in the eyes, whatever, with that pain, knowing, hey, something terrible happened for this child to get here. Just saying. It's the woman's choice. And I'm a firm believer in that. And let me tell you this right now, too. Back to the whole thing. How many male reproductive right laws do you see on the book? You don't see any. Because men, especially in that position, you have, and this is the God honest truth, guys, the majority of conservative men feel like women are to be seen and not heard. They're meant to pop out babies. They're meant to pleasure their men. They're meant to cook dinner, work if they have to, and shut the fuck up and deal with it. Guess what? God didn't want it that way. God wanted women to stand side by side with men as equals, serving different purposes. Not to be stepped on, not to be disrespected, and not to be left behind. And today, we left behind women. So I hope the individuals that support this and think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, you're happy with this. But I also don't want you to complain when something happens, whether it's someone getting raped, you knocking up your mistress, or whatever else happening, and you got to cross state lines to get it done, and you're bitching that, well, what the fuck? Why do I got to waste gas that's already expensive to drive across state lines to go do this? Well, you voted for that. Just remember, there's consequences to your actions. There's consequences to your choices. And I'm just going to say that right now, that the liberals, they all have great ideas, but unfortunately, they are all about words and no action. They don't do shit to really get nothing passed or try. They've been asleep at the wheel for the past 6 years, ever since Obama left. And that's how this shit happened. The conservatives, they're smart in this aspect. They played the long game. They played the long game in where they're like, Well, the stuff we want to get changed, it's not going to happen right away. But if we keep chipping away at it, it's eventually going to happen. And that's what happened. The liberals fell asleep at the wheel, and the conservatives took over, and they passed something that's going to harm millions of Americans. So I hope you Bible thumping Jesus freaks are happy that you're forcing your beliefs down other people's throats that really don't give a shit to believe in it because of the example that you're setting through shit like this. You wonder why there's atheism out there. It's because of shit like this. Which I'm a former atheist. And it was hypocrisy and bullshit like this that led me to thinking, well, fuck, if God's real, then why do I want to associate with assholes like this? But fortunately, I have friends that are nothing like this. And they've shown me what it's really like to be a Christian. John's one of them. Tim's one of them. My friend, one of my best friends, he's a fucking Buddhist. And he's one of the kindest, greatest people that you will ever meet. And I don't let anything with our different beliefs get in the way of that, because I respect his freedom of religion, his freedom of choice, just as much as he respects mine. Nor do I shove my beliefs down his throat and tell him he's wrong for what he believes in, because he's not. He's entitled to what he believes in. And that's what this country's founded on. Once again, women should have, just like you have the right to choose what gun you want, women should have the same right to choose. And you know what? It's sad. Literally, guns have more rights than women. It's fucking sad, guys. It feels like an episode of the Twilight Zone. It really does. And people say to me, well, Chris, what's the difference between your uncringed episodes and your baptized fires? Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you this right now. The difference between the both of them is that I am venting in these. Okay, I'm just going off the cuff. I'm speaking my fucking mind. I'm venting. I'm pissed off. I'm angry, and just telling it like it is with how I feel. Now, like the baptized fire ones, normally they're more structured and planned out to where I plan out a subject, which I pray about it, and which I'm hoping that that's going to help somebody and that's going to inspire somebody. And it's normally something that's like more positive and like that's more outgoing and something that someone can take with them right away and like they could use like within their lives. Because I've got messages from people that saw the first uncringed episode before it got canceled and it got deleted because some people, some radical ones, don't like the fact that I said certain things about them. That said, Chris, wow, that's a different side of you. I mean, that's nothing like your baptized fire stuff. And guys, that's done by design. This is me being more of a fucking ill ass, I guess you could say. So, speaking of ill asses, like I said, this country is turning into a theocracy. And we are slowly losing our rights day by day by day. I hope you guys are happy. It's funny. You guys are pro-life. You claim you're pro-life. But yet we have these children being murdered, massacred on a weekly basis. And it just bugs the shit out of me because you have these kids being massacred because you want to bitch and jerk off to the fact that I got my Second Amendment right. Well, that's all fine and dandy. But can someone in their right mind explain to me and justify people having access to fucking automatic weapons? Which I am all for pistols, shotguns, and shit that doesn't shoot 30 to like 100 rounds a goddamn minute. I'm for that. But my brother, senior chief petty officer, like within the United States Navy, he said there's no justification in the world to where a non-military person should own an automatic weapon. Whether it's hunting, protecting your house, you name it. There's no fucking excuse. There's no reason for it. Hell, so if you want to justify that, now are you going to justify fucking nuclear weapons? Would that be okay with you? Or is that too extreme for you? I'm just saying, guys. And people say to me, "Oh man, well, yeah, Chris, but you can't stop bad people from getting guns, man. It's not the guns, it's the people." Well, then we need to invest more heavily in mental health care, like within this country. And guess what? Gun control does work. Gun control works beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's been proven. Okay, Canada, a fucking prime example. It's shootings are down to fucking damn near 0%. The country of Australia, which I'm giving a shout out to the fellow Aussie Dean, the country of Australia, they have strict gun control. Guess what? I believe their last fucking mass shooting was in 1996. Just saying, guys, it works. It's just a matter of people being so selfish and so brainwashed into thinking that they have to have like the coolest, most dangerous shit to justify the fact that they're protecting their families. No, it's the fact that there's something that you're seriously lacking that you're trying to subconsciously make up for by having shit like these extravagant guns that kill children on a weekly basis. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the number one cause of death in teenagers now, it's mass shootings. Congratulations, America. So guess what? Don't you tell me you're pro-life. If you are a conservative that supports automatic weapons, and you want to give me the bullshit excuse that it was the person and not the guns, do not tell me that you're pro-life. No, you're pro-fetus. If you go against public housing, food stamps, WIC, and those programs, and you have children born into poor situations, yet you vote against it, don't tell me that you are pro-life. You are not. You are pro-fetus. You are pro-birth. So I'm so fed up with this bullshit with these people. Because, people want to fucking make fun of me and like they want to criticize me saying that certain things that I say, oh man, it's not logical. Well, that's great. You're entitled to your perspective, your views, and your opinion. But this is my thing, guys. I talk based off my life experiences because I grew up in Baltimore City. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I grew up here in living here in Myrtle Beach. I used to walk to school on a weekly basis and hear fucking gunshots in Baltimore City. That was my reality. There were times where I was 30 feet away from a fucking from a fucking drive-by shooting. There's days where I did not know whether I was going to come home alive. That scared my fucking parents to death. So for people that say I have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about, like I said, walk a mile in my shoes and then come and talk to me. Because I've dealt with a lot of shit that a lot of people aren't aware of. And I'm just, God damn it. I'm sorry, guys. It just really, really grinds my gears. It really gets my go. It really aggravates me. And I know that I'm going to turn off some people with this show, but I'm not going to deny how I feel. And I'm not going to be fake about it because I'm not that guy. But this is the thing that really aggravates me. Speaking of fake, because fake drives me nuts. I had Dean, he messaged me, which I'm not calling Dean fake, by the way. I'm just saying that, which I'm thinking about a certain thing like we were talking about. And Dean said to me, because before I became a youth pastor, I was going to go to school for political science. And what I wanted to do was to become a politician. Now the thing is that I tell people this because I really wanted to make a change for the better when it came to the world. And what I tell people, because you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Chris, you can easily come on the show. Sorry about that, guys. My computer completely fucking rebooted itself. But like I was saying, is that like there's people that are saying to me, "Hey, Chris, you can bitch, moan, you gripe, but do you really do stuff to help the community? Do you really do stuff to do you practice what you preach? Do you put your money where your mouth is?" And as a matter of fact, yes, I do. The ways that I encourage people to reach out and help your community, because this is the thing, guys, nationwide issues, yes, they're important to focus on, but I also encourage people to focus on what's going on at home, because ultimately that's what's directly affecting you more on a daily basis. So like my encouragement for people is to vote, go to like your local town hall meetings and a protest. Now, if you are passionate over you are overtly passionate about something and you feel like there's a massive injustice, then I encourage, like I said, every single person out there to go protest, go vote, and go to your town hall meetings and let people know why you feel the way you feel. For me, I'm passionate when it comes to things like abortion. I'm passionate when it comes to things like the rights of African Americans being treated as equals. When I was younger, I went to protest, and which I went to town halls in Baltimore City, because during this time, when I was younger, the corruption like within like the Baltimore City Police Department, it was absolutely rampant. So what it was Representative Elijah Cummings. He wanted to put in body cameras. So I did protests for that, and eventually laws and rules got passed within the city of Baltimore where like the cops were forced to wear body cameras. One of my friends growing up, this is why I'm so passionate about it. One of my friends growing up, his name is Jerome. Um, he was sent to jail for many years because he refused to testify to go against his brother. So they couldn't really do nothing to him for refusing to testify. So what they did was they planted, it was 6 vials of crack on him, and they searched his vehicle. So they sent him to jail. And my thing about it is that shit like that should not occur. It should not occur whatsoever. Major injustices like that can be avoided with people being held accountable for their fucking actions, okay? Those cops, I'm not saying the Myrtle Beach shit, and not Myrtle Beach, but like the Baltimore City cops, that they're that much better. Because hell, just as I'm talking, there was a recent shooting where a cop killed a person, and that's damn near a monthly occurrence there. Hell, weekly, monthly, whatever, but it's just unfortunate because the accountability needs to be there from your local community up to like the national rankings when it comes to the Supreme Court. We need to hold people accountable, because this is the thing. Not only is back to the whole abortion thing, not only is it a violation of the separation of church and state, but it's a violation of women's rights, and it's a violation of patient-doctor confidentiality, HIPAA laws. But they use their religious beliefs to fucking say, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Fuck it. Jesus wants this, so we're going to have it this way. And that's ultimately what happened. So I'm just fucking overwhelmed. I'm shocked. And before I go tonight, there's something I do want to talk about. There's something I do want to say, and there's a special individual that I want to address, because I sincerely, I don't really like the guy. I'll be honest with you. Not that he's a terrible human being. It's just he's so fucking blinded by the fact that he needs to focus on what's important before it's too late. Mr. Radical, Mr. Rob, I'm going to be open. I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm going to call you out, and which I'm going to say this. Rob, I'm not going to make fun of your past, because quite frankly, whenever you got Joey Janela doing it, you got Sean Ross Sapp, you got Brad Shepard, and you got a bunch of other people that are a hell of a lot more famous than me doing it. I don't think me doing it's really going to make a difference, which I'm not an asshole like that either. So this is the thing, dude. Here's my advice. You're playing the victim because you weren't paid whenever you were working with Brad. Certain people warned you about what you were getting yourselves into, but you still chose to do it. You still chose to be hard-headed about it. And then you realize that that person was right. How many times do you have to fall and be going from person to person to person to realize maybe this podcasting thing isn't for me? Maybe this latest failure, which you're not getting paid for, by the way. You wasted God knows how many hours podcasting and fucking producing for Brad, and you didn't get shit for it. And no offense, no one feels bad for you because of it. And this is the thing. Please take my advice. Stop trying to please random strangers that don't give two shits about you. Focus on your family, focus on your kid, focus on your faith. If you're really a born-again Christian, I'm happy for you. Your actions and your words definitely speak otherwise, but that ain't for me to judge. That's between you and God. But this is the thing, dude. I sincerely want you to fix your life and get your head out of your ass and focus on what's important before it's too late. Just to let you know, I don't know what's going to happen legally with the whole thing with Brad and like the non-disclosure shit with Vince McMahon and all that. I don't know. But I did speak to some legal people recently, which I'm family members with. And they said that if he does happen to get prosecuted for this, and they subpoena his cell phone records, you can be indicated in all this. That is why I am telling you, before it's too late, potentially, please get your shit together. Focus on what's important. Focus on your family, because this is the thing. Do you think that all these people that you're kissing ass and wasting time with, do you think they're going to piss on you whenever you're on fire? No, they're not, dude. They're not going to give two shits about you when it's all said and done. Hell, I'm offering a peace treaty with you, and I know this isn't going to be very popular because I know that I'm probably going to catch shit for this. But I'm willing to let bygones be bygones with you, Rob. If you would please take my advice and stop. Dude, quit social media for a while, dude. It's clearly not working for you. And you are really hurting yourself even more. And you claim you don't care, but you keep attacking. You keep adding gasoline to the fire. And brother, it's not going to get any better. You know just as well as I do. The worst fans in the world are the wrestling community. The most mean, fucking vicious, angry, judgmental, hypocritical assholes out there. And it makes it hard for me to be a wrestling fan because I genuinely love the sport and I just want to get along with people. But the second that I have a differing view or a differing perspective on something, then I'm a fucking pariah. So I'm just telling you, dude, focus on what's important before it's too late. And you know how to get a hold of me. I do want the best for you. I might joke here and there, and I might not like your personality, but I am a man of God, and I'm a man of forgiveness. And I want the best for you. I want the best for everybody. I really, really do. And certain things that you said before, which I'll let it pass. I will. You call me a fake, a fraud, this, that, the other. You're entitled to your opinion. You clearly have no clue what the hell you're talking about, but you're entitled to it. But I'll be willing to let that all go. If you please just take my advice. Focus on the family, man, before it's too late. Because you're behaving like a hard-headed moron right now that thinks that your world depends on you fighting and defending yourself. Dude, straight up, it's not going to. The longer you hang on and you constantly remind people that you are online, the longer their memories are going to be for what you've done. So why don't you take a page out of John's book and quit social media for a while? Just saying. But anyways, guys, I said some things that are a little bit controversial tonight. Quite frankly, it is what it is. I feel what I feel, and I am who I am. I hope and pray that it doesn't change how we get along. Because I know for me, like I said, my best friend Tim, diehard conservative. But I would take a bullet for him. My other best friend, Justin, a Buddhist. We get along great. And I have John. He's my other best friend, and me and him, we pretty much have the same beliefs for the most part. So, guys, don't let this stuff tear us apart. Let this be something that will light a fire under our asses to fight for what's right. And remember, this country is founded to be a democracy, not a theocracy. This is not a Christian nation. This is a nation founded on the freedom of religion. This was a nation that left the tyranny of other nations because of religion being fucking imposed on them as the law of the land. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget that at all. So, guys, I love you. I love you. I'm going to spend time with the hot fox wife. And you know what? I had a suggestion on Twitter. I had somebody say to me, why don't you get your wife on air to talk about this? Well, you know what? I think I'm going to, like, within, like, my next couple episodes. Because, like, she's super pissed off right now, and I don't want to get her on here. Because more than likely, it'll be a massive screaming things. And, which I don't want to go deaf from screaming. So, it is what it is. Now, I'm joking, guys. But straight up, she's sleeping right now. So, guys, I love you. Focus on your family. Worship the God that you want to worship. And please, keep religion and politics. No, wait, hold on. Separation of church and state. Separate that shit. It's supposed to be separated for a reason, to avoid shit like this. And ladies and gentlemen, if we stand by and let this happen more, it's only going to get worse. And no offense, you ain't got no one to blame but yourself. So I tell people, the individuals that stand by and watch the injustices happen right before their eyes, they're just as guilty as the ones that are committing the injustices. So please, take action. Protest. Go to your town hall meetings. Vote. If you got to move from your state and go to another one because they have stronger protections for females, go for it. I highly encourage it, which is a matter of fact, I will read off a list right now of states that have strong protections. Hold on. Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And I'm really tired right now. Yep. Okay. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Fucking A. Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the states that will have the most protection for women, that will actually be willing to protect you and not say, well, this is Jesus's will, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've been raped, it's okay. This is Jesus's will. All right, so there is going to be the state of California, the state of Vermont, the state of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Oregon, Washington State, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Florida. Oh, fuck, it says Florida. Okay. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it is what it is. All right, guys. So, and North Carolina. The only good Carolina out there. So, yeah. So, wait, hold on. We got Colorado, New Jersey, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, D.C., California. Yeah. And those are the ones I just named off. So, there you go, guys. So, like I said, now, if you live in those states, essentially, this won't affect you. But for, like, the rest of us, bunker down. It's going to be a long one. That's why, thank you, Jesus, by the grace of God, I am getting the fuck out of this shithole known as South Carolina next year. So, I love you guys. Peace out and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful night. And please, for all the females that are in your life, do not devalue them, do not dehumanize them, and do not see them from the perspective that they're lesser than. Because guess what? For all you macho asshole fucking super narcissistic males that think that they're fucking holier than thou, guess what? If it wasn't for a woman, your sorry ass wouldn't be here. So shut the fuck up and sit down. And by the way, I'm going to say this too. For the 5 people that watch my show, I'm gonna let somebody in on a little secret. I'm gonna let a few people in on a little secret. I'm gonna say what I want, no matter what. I'm gonna express myself the way I feel because that's my God-given right. That's my constitutional right. And if you don't like what I got to say, you know what I gotta say about that. You don't gotta listen. You don't gotta tune in. And you don't gotta hear it. You ain't gotta tune in. You ain't gotta watch it. You ain't gotta do shit. For me, I don't waste my time on shit that doesn't add to my life or fucking affects me. I don't waste my time on fucking shows where people are fucking critical of me because quite frankly, it doesn't add to my life. And the thing is I got people that send me clips. They're like, well, this, that, the other. And it's like, I hate to break people's hearts. I don't listen to podcasts really anymore. I don't. I listen to fucking 83 Weeks, Jim Cornette, and I listen to the Young Turks. That's literally all I listen to. So anybody else that wants to send me clips of podcasts and say, hey, Chris, check it out. I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to get around to it because I don't sound like a dick, but I don't care. I don't fucking care. Because quite frankly, I'm working too much. I have too much shit to worry about, like with family, and I don't got time. I don't fucking have time. I don't. Right now, the only reason why that I'm doing this is because like my wife's asleep and the kids are at the grandparents. That's the only reason why that I have this time right now. Because I do what I'm supposed to do. I put family first. And by the way, anybody and which I'm going to say this as well. Really, really quick. Really quick. If anybody, which I'm going to stick up for Dean for a second, because I know he's critical of me, but I know he ultimately means well. If anybody that spends hours upon hours recording podcasts during family time wants to be critical of Dean and his parenting, when in fact, I highly doubt they spend any time with their kids at all, and want to be critical of Dean and his parenting, who talks about his kids all the time to me. Every single time we fucking message each other. Once again, me and him might have our little differences on things, but he's a loving, doting father. Anybody that wants to be critical of him, Mr. Rad Rob, get your fucking mirror checked and look in it, brother. And get your own fucking priorities straight, because like I said, partially why you're in the position you're in right now is because you've lost focus on what's important. And you've put too much time and effort when it comes to people that don't fucking matter or fucking add to your life. So if anybody wants to be critical of Dean, because that's one thing that's fucking aggravating me, guys. I'm sorry. Because I heard fucking Rob was being a dick and saying that Dean like was a deadbeat fucking dad. Rob, once again, yes, I do want to fucking build bridges with you, and I do want you to get your life straight. But dude, look in a fucking mirror, man. Because no offense, how often do you speak of your family? How often do you really go out of your way to make a conscious effort to make people well aware of the family that's within your life. When not just on a show, but in private. Because I highly doubt you do. Because I know for Dean, once again, almost every single time we message each other, he's talking about his family. So for anybody that wants to be critical of good dads, go fuck yourself. Because I know that I'm a good one, and it takes one to know one. All right, guys. I love you. I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to cuddle with the hot fox wife and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful night. And if I lose some fans over this, so be it. All right, guys. Peace.